the reward system of money is what it actually fulfilled. That exit did not fulfill the purpose behind why I started it, right? So the idea behind why did I start this journey is because the purpose was still unfulfilled.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Why you are a favorite in this business, right? Again, and you say for your children, you worry about your children. Tell us a little bit more about that. What's the real story? What is your why for this second journey that you started taking on with MayaMaya?
Brilliant question, right? So nobody has asked me, right? You can take the winnings and go home and sit. I think I was kind of alluding to that earlier. What's the purpose I really wanted to achieve, right? Did I achieve that purpose in the previous business? That answer is no. I started with the
How come
purpose.
no? You exit. You know how many entrepreneurs never manage to exit the business?
See,
Is
good
as an
question.
entrepreneur, it's a brilliant result, in my opinion.
See,
You managed to exit.
yeah, but exit, like I said, right? The reward system of money is what it actually fulfilled. That exit did not fulfill the purpose behind why I started it, right? So the idea behind why did I start this journey is because the purpose was still unfulfilled, whereas my passion was still
Oh
there.
wow, that's a very powerful answer.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
So my
Wow.
purpose was unfulfilled, but the profits were fulfilled. But that doesn't mean
The money part will fulfill, but there is something there yet. Ah,
correct.
wow.
So at that point in time, what do you do with the money to be able to fulfill that purpose or not is the choice that you're making. So that's what I had to decide on. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take the winnings and put that on the next one so that I at least have a fulfilling life.
Okay, Vishwa, out of these 500 millionaires that we interview in this podcast, one out of five are tech millionaires, and the other one out of five are property investors. Is it that easy to become a millionaire in tech, or can you tell us what is the good, the bad, and the ugly of being in the tech business? You actually are an entrepreneur. You're someone that is qualified to be in business because you already run a business and you exit. So you are someone that can give a more wide opinion. Why do you think the reason? Yeah, that one out of five multimillionaires that come to this podcast are in the clearly the statistics uh, illustrates that tech is a good vehicle to be wealthy because the same like property because that's the major proportion of people are showing up to this podcast, right? But is it that easy, or what do you think that this is happening?
It, I would not say, if you take the three V's, right? If you take the first V is velocity, the speed at which you can move in tech is certainly higher than the speed at which you can move in anything else, right? And the volume of people that you can reach, the second V, right? That you can reach in tech is actually a lot more than the volume that you could do in a business on the corner, right? So that's the second. Third is the variety of different people that you can actually go in and try this one out through technology is a lot higher than the variety that you might have to go in and hit with a different kind of a business. So if you look at the three things, if you ask me, why is it that there are more technologists? Is because it is the fastest way to reach a large number of people for you to be able to make a difference and quickly to see if you can ferret it out or not, right? That's the good news, right? Bad news
Wow,
is
the good exactly. Good news is that's very scalable, right?
correct. It's very scalable for you to make. If you know how to make the first $100,000, you will know how to make the first 500 or
Okay, we have a
100,000.
good news. So what is the bad news? Tell us.
The bad news is too many people are there in this area. So there is a lot of noise that you need to get
This I
over,
agree.
right? So there is a lot of
And
posts.
nobody tell about the failures. So everybody come to the podcast here to tell the success story. No,
Correct.
but the large amount of failure, I think that tech have a really fastest number of failure because it's very easy to copy, or somebody else very quickly can iterate a better solution than you, right?
Correct, correct. So if you look at the bad news, it's the noise, as we call in our business, right? There's too many people who will do 20% of what you do, and they create a lot of dust and noise that you are chasing every little deal, and the cost of actually spending this, unless you are focused on where exactly you need to go, you will end up spending a lot of money, right? I wish I could tell you that I have not spent that kind of money or the wrong kind of investments. It's not true. All of us have done that, and we will still keep doing
Absolutely.
that. And
To get
that is
product
how,
market fit in tech is one of the most challenging things that I've seen in my life in business. This is something. So tell us why you different. I know something that you're different better than anybody because I had the pleasure to meet you personally, and I know that your product. There is something that guarantee you can tell that you're different. Why? Because you own a patent. Is that correct?
yeah,
So,
I don't know.
well,
What,
a patent would say uh, at least the way that you're doing things is different than somebody else. It's already
absolutely. That,
certified a U.S. organization. So
absolutely.
somehow the way you're doing your thing is totally different of everybody else because you got a granted patent that it was no easy and took a lot of time. So why? Tell us more. Why you different? Why out of all this noise out there, your product MayaMaya is going to stand out? Yeah, and 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 why?
Excellent question. So you're absolutely spot on, right? So we applied for a patent in 2021, long before ChatGPT was even a thing, right? So our
Wow, wow,
so yeah, we
amazing.
applied for the patent in 2021 based on what we really wanted to solve. So these days, it's very hard for you to get an AI patent because there is just way too much going on. They are not
Applications.
really sure from one to the other, right? One of the key reasons why we are different is we are not in the business of creating an AI tool. We are in the business of creating applied AI, which means how am I going to use AI and for the betterment of people? Everybody thinks so. One of the key things that people talk about is AI is going to take away jobs and all that good stuff, right? So, but the reality is, and they all talk about that being an efficiency builder and how it's going to reduce the cost for various organizations, etc. One of the key things that we have always, as human beings, right, have always done is evolve a lot faster, better, quicker than anybody else, right? And we have been able to adapt really well. But this is the first time in human history where a specific technology is not affecting one role. It is affecting millions of roles across different industries at the same time, right? So, is it harder this time? That answer is a yes. Is it impossible to conquer? That answer is a no. And I firmly believe we will figure out a way to get through this as long as we all work together. One of the pieces that I am really focused on, why we are different, right? Why do I see two things that I've learned is have the humility to know you don't have the answers to everything, right? I don't have the answers to everything. One of the key things that I have built is a platform around people so that I can create many entrepreneurs on top of what we have built using the patented framework so that they can use it for their own business, for their own use case, for each of their industries and sub industries, for how they need to use the people framework. What we do is to actually enable these entrepreneurs to white label our patented framework so that they can build on top of it. That is what is very different about how we are approaching it. So I'm not measuring by the number of customers I reach. I am measuring our success by the number of entrepreneurs we create over the next 2 years.
Wow. And then And it's my understanding that you guys develop your own code, because a lot of AI solutions out there, right? They are using ChatGPT or APIs or another big engine, okay, in order to build the software on the platform. But you guys develop your own your own AI software, so entrepreneurs can build, and it's independent of ChatGPT, which I think that is creates a lot of value to the business, right? So, in terms of scalability, right? As long as you grow, you're gonna need more computer power. It's gonna be a lot of data involved. Uh, and then it's my understanding that you guys were targeting one of the market you were targeting, the Indian market, which is huge. And if you just get just a percentage of this, and also a little percentage of the US, these two markets a lot, it will demand from you guys a lot of computer power and and, and, and data processing. So in terms of scalability, how you guys plan to scale this efficiency?
Great question. First part of what I wanted to address is why. Why the markets that we are targeting, right? Because services business is all about human capital. That is just a given, right? The manufacturing business is not so much human capital driven, right? Yes, it has a component of it, but that's not what drives it. It's the processes, it's the efficiency, it is all of the effectiveness of all of those things. But the industry which actually absolutely depends on it is the services industry. If you look at the world, what are the kind of services which actually gets paid the most? Healthcare, technology, right? And all of these are the ones where there is shortage of resources and the cost of replacement is too high. So why did we choose? And the learning, right? A lot of people are learning in colleges and other stuff, and in universities and institutions. So if you look at what industries and where we are targeting, the targeted area is predominantly around the volume of people who are there in India. 60% of India's business runs on services, right? And then there is the next piece of business, which is around the US. US has the highest amount of what you call the advanced services industry, where you see the Price Waterhouses of the world and all of these large institutions have determinative knowledge which they want to really take and grow. So if you look at what we are trying to accomplish is those two, and certainly healthcare, which requires a lot of different people with like nursing knowledge and various areas who need to come through. So what we are trying to do is to focus initially, even though we have built a platform which is horizontal, which can grow across anybody, right? Our total available market is so large that we can just keep counting, right?
Wow.
But the problem is not the total available market. What is ours? Serviceable operable market that we want to go after. The serviceable operable market that we are going after right now initially is North America, Asia, India, and predominantly around quality cost of replacement services, where the jobs of replacement far exceeds 200, 300% of the cost of the first year's pay. So that's where we're focusing, and that's where we are trying to target first.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.